We're back for another Christmas capsule review. This time we're talking about the movie Krampus, which was directed by Michael Dougherty, who also directed the, well, new classic, Trick or Treat. Well, this time he's taking the hit on Christmas. The film kicks off with this incredible, absolutely hilarious, darkly comedic montage where you're seeing this like Black Friday-esque massacre happening in a department store. And it sets the tone for what this movie's talking about. Specifically, Max, he's still trying to hold on to how his feelings towards Christmas, like his Christmas spirit. And unfortunately, his family kind of is wavering in that regard. His family, his father, played by Adam Scott, his mother, played by Toni Collette, and, well, they all have kind of gradually been growing cynical towards Christmas. It's not that they hate it. Christmas is becoming a chore to them. It's not... They've kind of lost focus on the reason they do it to begin with. Well, they're hosting their annual dinner with their family. The uncle is played by David Koechner, and he's kind of like he's a survivalist, gun nut, basically Trump supporter minus the pedophilia, and his family, and they're all basically very obnoxious people. Well, tempers come to a head, and Max, well, he finally cracks. Well, it winds up summoning the Krampus, which is a demonic entity, basically the anti-Santa who comes to take as opposed to give. And what transpires next is an utterly manic, creature-filled romp, very much in the spirit of Gremlins. I don't think we've had a Christmas-themed monster creature feature extravaganza since Gremlins, and this one definitely carries the torch wonderfully. And much like Gremlins, which relied upon incredible puppeteering work and practical effects, Krampus does the same. There is some digital, but honestly, the star of this is the puppeteering work and the makeup effects. It leads to some incredible moments, particularly a sequence in the attic where they run afoul of, first off, a teddy bear, which looks like something out of Five Nights at Freddy's. And then you've got a angel, which looks like from the Wicker Man line. And then you've got pretty much the pièce de résistance, a Jack-in-the-Box. That looks like something out of a Guillermo del Toro film. It even has this wicked mandible that opens wide up, has this big mouth, and it swallows children whole. I mean, it is an amazing creation, and it's pretty damn creepy when you see it. So there's a lot of fun to be had. There's even a great, hilarious sequence involving psychotic gingerbread men. And then you have the Krampus himself. When he first appears, it's very fleeting. They tease him. They don't let the camera lie on him. They actually have great moments where he's in the background, in the midst of this very cold, very foreboding winter and this snowstorm. And you know what? A lot of movies that take place in the winter, very few times, they're so focused on the plot and the characters, you never really get the vibe that the characters are actually acting cold. And in this movie, it feels cold when you walk out there and you see the way they execute this horrifying snowstorm with these living, snowmen. No, none of them try to get all rapey. None of them like that. But this case, it is a very cold winter, and you feel the solitude that this family feels when this crazy winter falls and they're isolated. And you really feel this sense of despair all throughout, but it never deters from the humor, which is abundant in this movie, and the cast is absolutely game for it. Toni Collette, Adam Scott, David Koechner, Allison Tolman, and all the kids, and even a lot of the support, the newcomers, they're all great. All of them look like they're having a blast. They all seem very game to tell a story, which, for all intents and purposes, is a commentary on how, if you've noticed, a lot of people tend to get very cynical around this time of year. A lot of them comment on the over-commercialization of Christmas. A lot of them talk about the hassle of having to go to all the holiday sales and fight through the crowds. And it tends to grate on people because you tend to lose focus on what is the purpose of why we do this and why we put ourselves through all this. And I defy you to not enjoy the anticipation of the moment when you wake up on Christmas morning and you see your loved ones all gathering around the tree, and that moment when they open their gifts and the utter look of gratitude. And the thing is, Christmas is in essence about the effort you go through for the sake of your loved ones. It's about the time you devote towards showing your love and appreciation for those around you. And the effort shows when that time comes, when your loved ones open up the gifts that you worked your butt off to get to them, and to see their appreciation. It's a holiday where your affection for each other can be reciprocated. And this movie actually really does a great job showing how cynicism can indeed be wearying on the nerves, and how it can cause you to lose focus on what the essence of what makes this a special holiday. And what's cool is that in the span of this movie, as you're seeing these characters fight to survive, you see them gradually learning to rely on each other as a family. And the ending of this movie, it's a very Twilight Zone style ending. That's another thing I love about this movie. It feels like an episode of the Twilight Zone. When they're gradually being picked off one at a time, you actually feel a sense of sadness because the family were really trying, and they were really trying to work together in order to get to that point. Even though it does have a cynical sense of humor regarding people's attitudes towards Christmas, the message of the film is very far from cynical. And in a way, it's kind of like the reason why we love those sitcoms about dysfunctional families, where you feel better about your family because you saw how much worse it can be. And you walk out going, you know what? I love my family. I love how I love spending Christmas with them because I love that we have those moments. And I hope to God we never reach this point. But what's reassuring about this movie is that even this family, who has pretty much hit rock bottom, I mean, of course it hit rock bottom. They've got the Krampus after them. Even after that, they still are working together. They still seem like they can finally get back that mojo of loving each other as a family again. And that is definitely why I would consider Krampus to be probably one of the best new recent Christmas classics. And I urge people, especially if you love movies like Gremlins, but especially if you love movies that definitely stray from the norm when it comes to traditional Christmas movie narratives, I definitely urge you to go watch this one. So it's available right now. I definitely recommend you go see it and add it to your new collection. And for more addictive content on Narcotic Casserole, simply like, share, subscribe, click, thou shalt be served. Hey, I just wanted to shoot one more thing to let you guys know about. On December the 9th, Saturday, in celebration of The Last Jedi, Cinema Schlock is going to be live streaming on YouTube around, I don't have a precise time because, y'all got to wait for all the people to show up, but somewhere in the ballpark, maybe 6:30, something like that. We are going to be doing our Life Day edition of the Cinema Schlock Society, where we are going to lure poor unsuspecting souls to watch the Star Wars Holiday Special. So if you have a lovely helping of Schadenfreude in your stocking come Christmas time, that is the best time to come and watch a bunch of poor people suffer through a addition to the Star Wars universe so bad that even Lucas, who advocates Jar Jar Binks, wants to deny its existence. Join us on YouTube. We're going to be live streaming pretty much around the 6:30 ballpark, something like that. Happy Life Day.